Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back to watch the series finale of Andor. This one is called Jedha, Kyber, Erso. It has been such a wild ride with this show. When this show was announced, I think a lot of people were like, do we really need this show? Like, of all the shows to make, you want to make one about Cassian Andor, like the sidekick to Jyn Erso's main character of Rogue One. Like, we want to make it about him. We know he dies. Like, why would we want to make this? And I think at the time, I think The Mandalorian was airing. I can't remember if we were on Mandalorian Season 2 or when exactly a lot of the headlines started to come out, but I think it was Mando Season 2, and a lot of people were kind of getting sick of the volume. It wasn't looking great in a lot of stuff, and they had some headlines about Andor that came out that were like, hey, it's going to be 2 seasons. Like, they have that locked in, 2 seasons long. They are building a ton of the stuff. Like, they had a heavy emphasis on practical stuff, like practical sets and locations and all these things. Like, they very much came out and said, we're not filming this in the volume, and everyone was like, yeah! Like, everyone was so pumped right off the bat. Everyone was stoked. And then they released the first 3 episodes of the show, and it had very low viewership. Like it very much reflected that the general public wasn't super interested in this character. But those first 3 episodes were dope. Like, it was a slow burn for sure, that first 3 episodes, but everyone was like, okay, I can see the vision. Like, I can see the quality peeking through. Like, this is good, and it looks real good. And then every week after that, the audience just built and built and built and built to the point we got the heist on Aldhani. Like, the episode The Eye, that's the moment that everyone is like, oh fuck, I'm locked in. Like, this is goated. And then you get the Narkina 5 arc, and everyone is like, this is one of the best shows of the year. Like, this is incredible. And then you get the whole rebellion on Ferrix, and at that point, everyone is like, okay, not only is this the best Star Wars show to exist, this is right up there with Empire Strikes Back as the best Star Wars anything to exist. Like, it's that high quality. It's so good. And then with Season 2, they've just kept that same quality, and it's been fantastic the whole way through. But then we hit just other highs with episodes 8 and 9, the Gorman Massacre and Mon Mothma's speech, to the point where Andor, in my opinion, stands alone at the mountaintop of Star Wars. Like, Empire Strikes Back, it's up there, but in my opinion, Andor is higher up there. Andor is so good that it in turn elevates not only Rogue One, but it elevates the original trilogy. It makes the stakes more important. It just makes everything feel heavier, feel more real. There's more stakes to beating the Empire. There is more, there's more at stake, right? And there's more weight behind the things that it took to get this done. So, like, the fact that this show elevates an already incredible trilogy of films and makes them even better, that's all you need to know to be like, yeah, this is the best. Like, there's nothing better than this. When the original trilogy came out, it was revolutionary, and it has defined cinema and the way stories have been told for 50 years. But, if you take off the nostalgia glasses, I think Andor is way better written. The characters, I like the characters more, if that makes sense. Like, who would have ever thought I would like Cassian Andor more than Luke Skywalker? But I do. Luke is great, but like, Cassian's right there. Who would have thought I would care more about Luthen Rael and Wilman, a character named Wilman, and Bix, Like, who would have thought I would care more about those characters than I care about Han Solo? Like, that, it's wild. So, yeah, going into this final episode of the show, I'm like delaying it, honestly. That's why I'm still talking so long, is because I'm delaying jumping into the closure of this. Well, I mean, it's not even the closure of this story, because Rogue One is kind of the closure of that story. But knowing that this is the last episode is kind of breaking my heart a little bit, and I imagine I'm gonna cry. It's just, oh man, I'm already gonna get emotional. Okay, I'm talking too much. I can't keep delaying it. So before we jump into this, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. You just link up your own copy of the episode and you can watch along with me. But other than that, let's jump into the series finale of Andor.
Anyone else with a tactical line failure?
Everybody. Damn, Kay.
You can stop right there! No sudden movements!
Suddenly move.
Is there another way out?
Not that we have time for.
We can still close the door. We'll be trapped. As opposed to what? Okay, where are you? Okay.
Hey, dude. You're about to get rocked.
Right there! Sergeant! Stop there!
Jesus, he's like Captain America. What is that? Oh!
Go! Go!
Cassian and Melchi are used to stun floors. You think a stun grenade's gonna stop them?
What's the closest tactical unit we have in here?
Apparently everyone's out running down the emergency disease warrant.
That's so funny. They literally orchestrated this.
I'm not telling you again!
Damn.
Flank on me!
He just shoots his body. That's insane. You guys should know who it is.
Cassian, I've cleared a path.
Good job, Kay. Real proud of you.
TAC 5, TAC 5. Zone 3512. Any unit, please.
It's in the queue.
Channel check. TAC 5.
That's so
launch
funny.
check.
They put everybody on this plague thing, and now they can't actually get her. See ya, boys. Wow. Amazing. They just escape because they're not looking for them. Oh man. I don't want to see these people die. And we see Yavin just with this heroic music.
Explain this.
So, Carrera!
The rebellion is bigger than all of us. And yet, when you feel it,
Mon Mothma with her OG haircut. Yo.
Why should I believe anything you say?
We know you're on Jedha, Saul. We know you're picking off Imperial transports. We're trying to share what we hear about how dangerous that is making things for all of us.
What you know, what you hear, poking at my window.
Buckle it!
You've already got an Imperial destroyer on site. Keep hijacking these transports and that will be the least of your problems.
You have no idea.
The
where I
Death
am.
Star is coming.
You think I'd still be alive if I hadn't learned to bend them as I wish?
It's the Empire
With the squid thing.
not us.
If only you could fight, as well as you lie.
He's so paranoid. Takes Jyn Erso to get through to him.
You're sure he's in Jedha?
He's been warned.
He's insane. He's not.
Yeah, no, he
We've been
is.
probing his team for
He's
over a year
super
now.
insane.
It's an active operation.
Sir, Admiral Radis requested you join him. The missing U-wing. There's a situation.
Have they found it?
Yeah, it's on the way back.
Well, speak up.
Apparently, it's coming in hot.
They brought someone extra.
He's the Andor
I believe so.
with a stolen ship on an unsupervised mission.
Hell yeah,
You
dude.
can make that case.
Incredible.
Hell yeah, dude. Maybe they'll see how sick your flying is and they'll like, couldn't be anyone but Cassian. Do some dirty drifting. Look out the window, be like, hello.
I planned to tell him I was kidnapped.
Of course you are. All raid siren. He got a full ass battalion ready to murder them.
Stop right there!
She's injured.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hey.
She needs a doctor, please!
Can you guys chill the fuck out for 5 seconds?
I have important news.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, like real shit important news. I forgot about that for a second. There's a Death Star.
I went to save an old friend. Of that, I'm guilty. It's what I learned when I got there that made us come back so recklessly.
You went to save Luthen Rail.
Yep. He's dead, though.
Luthen is dead. We found Clea at the old safe house.
Who's Clea?
Luthen's assistant.
And
She has
basically
some
his
very
daughter.
Urgent news.
So where is she?
She's got a concussion.
Well, let's have it, Captain.
You see that moon?
Rail had a source in the
It's
ice.
not a moon.
The Emperor's secret energy project was the cover story for the manufacture of a weapon.
The energy project.
That's hardly a secret. We've been funding it for years.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a weapon are we talking
A
about?
Death
I don't know
Star.
about the weapon.
Then what's the point?
Let him finish.
Luthen was told that there's a connection between the Gorman destruction, the Kyber mining on Jedha, and an Imperial engineer named Galen Erso.
All of this conveniently wrapped in a big energy program basket.
You can shut up, please.
Luthen Rail died for this.
And how has that been verified?
Are you serious?
Captain!
They think he's lying.
The problem, Captain, is Luthen.
Talking about someone who's been a thorn in our side since we began building this alliance.
Did you know him?
Then stop talking.
Does anyone in this room, besides Senator Mothma, have any idea how much you owe him?
Oh, please.
I will kill you myself, sir.
When I say I know Luthen, I mean I know the good and the bad. I know what was wrong with him. I had a front row seat on that. And I made my choice 2 years ago to join here and be part of this. But none of that can take away what he did and how hard it was. I don't know
Facts.
if what he was told is true or not. But it's insulting to hear him run down by people who have given a fraction of his sacrifice to this rebellion.
Enough!
You're goddamn right, Cass. A fraction.
When's the last time you two spoke?
A year ago,
A year ago.
when he had me rescue Senator Mothma from the Senate.
You're goddamn right.
A lot can happen in a year.
She would not be here without Luthen.
This is active intelligence.
More like puffed up speculation.
I hate
we'll
those
follow up
people.
tomorrow night with a full session. As
They
of now,
piss
Captain
me
Andor,
off.
you are forbidden from accessing your ship and confined to quarters.
You guys are pathetic. Pathetic!
Requesting permission to visit the infirmary.
Permission granted.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Mon Mothma.
What's happened? Luthen's dead. Cassian brought Claire back, but
When did this happen?
just now.
Cassian?
He's fine.
They brought back some curious information. I won't share it, because I'm hoping he'll tell it to you, and you'll tell me what you think.
Spy on him.
It's what you're used to.
I have some bad news.
You gonna find Luthen?
He's dead, Will. He may have left.
Damn, even though they like separated themselves from him, they're all like extremely affected at the news of his death.
Can't toast them all, can we?
People die too quickly
Gorn.
and too often.
Nemik.
Nemik.
Taramin.
Cinta.
The Gormans. Ferrex. Your mother.
Hell yeah.
The Danis.
Aldani.
I think that covers most of them.
He died for it. Does it matter what he did to us along the way? Does it matter how we twisted him?
It shouldn't.
None of this exists without him. None of us are here.
There will be times when the struggle seems
Oh my god, don't do this to me. Ugh.
alone, unsure, dwarfed by the scale of the enemy. Remember this. Freedom is a pure idea. It occurs spontaneously and without instruction. Random acts of insurrection are occurring constantly throughout the galaxy. There are whole armies, battalions that have no idea that they've already enlisted in the cause.
That's being spread?
Tyranny requires constant effort. Authority is brittle. Oppression is the mask of fear.
I'm assuming you've heard it before.
Yep.
Bits and pieces.
It's going galaxy-wide, baby.
It's been hard to contain.
You're goddamn right it is. Oh my god.
I'm afraid they're waiting for you, sir. I told them I'd bring you down.
May I have a moment to collect my thoughts?
It's crazy that he still has a job. After the whole Mon Mothma Senate debacle. Is he gonna kill himself? Yep. Damn. Clea, what are you doing?
You should reconnect with Bix.
Where is she?
She's safe, isn't she?
That's what I hear.
She wouldn't be safe with me. It's too late for that.
She might disagree.
Once this settles down, maybe.
Oh my god.
Don't wait too long.
Even a week is too long. Clay, there are dinosaurs out here.
What you did for him, I can't imagine that was easy.
Had to be done.
It gets tiring saying that, doesn't it?
Yep.
You don't really know what I am.
I have friends everywhere.
She feels lost.
You're here with friends.
I just feel so bad for her.
We've been released.
They threw us out. Tired of listening to him.
None of that is true. General Draven brought us home.
He's outside.
We got a mission for you.
Tivik's on Kafrene until tomorrow. He'll only meet with you.
That doesn't sound promising.
Do you trust him?
I try.
He's gonna kill him.
There's an Imperial destroyer parked over Jedha as of 2 days ago. We will warn him so to step away before you came back. Jedha, Kyber crystal, and ISB Marlin. Luthen died to get us in motion. Now Tivik keeps calling us.
Shit's happening.
This is not a trap. It's a brilliant way to spring it.
How do I get to Kafrene?
On a ship. Excuse me? Why are we bringing this back?
Waking up humans is always confusing. The man you do not like is here.
Excuse us, droid.
Pale Organa.
Sleep well?
No.
Ever sleep well?
No.
No.
Then we have something in common.
That you'll both be dead in a week? Yeah.
General Draven has your orders. Proceed to your contact, learn what you can. Do it quickly.
Can I ask what changed?
If I die fighting the Empire, I want to go down swinging.
Damn right.
You find that amusing?
No, but you and Luthen would have gotten along much better than you think.
Don't you want to fight these bastards for real? May the Force be with you. Ugh. The Force has been guiding Cassian this entire time. The jacket. He's watering his plants, brother. You're never gonna see these plants again. So, like, none of the people that we know are dying? They're just here? Hey! Damn, dude. You and Skalden's wife? What a hoe. Your life sucks now, brother. Don't you miss Mon Mothma? Clea. Yo. That's crazy. She's just in prison. What are those? This is what you built. Yo. Yo, she just ends up in prison. Oh, and that Force healer. She knows where he's about to go. Saw on Jedha. Oh my god. What got it? Lies! Deception! Oh man.
There's a rumor we have a flight plan.
We'll take the quick way.
It's so much easier when I know what we're doing.
Oh my god. Off to his death. B2! Oh god! Bro, if Bix isn't here, Bix better be here. Where's my beautiful queen? Is that you? Is she holding something? Does she have a kid? I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to... Oh! Oh God. Why would you do this to me? Oh my God. She feels it in the Force too. His purpose. My brother in Christ. How do you do that to me? That was cruel. I was already like feeling it a little bit just seeing Cassian fly off to Kafrene to start Rogue One. And then you hit me with Bix and his child. Oh my God. I knew this show would make me cry by the end. I was doubting it for a minute there. I was like, okay, episodes 10 and 11, like they were intense. Like they had a lot of weight to them, a lot of importance, but like nothing's really made me get super emotional or cry yet. And then I thought I was gonna get like just moderately emotional as Cassian is like getting ready. He's got his outfit on from Rogue One. I'm like, okay, it's happening. Like, this is it. They're gonna cut to credits here. And I was just getting emotional. I was like, oh man. And then like they're hitting us with these montages of just like where the characters we know and love are up to this point. And then they have to rip my soul out of my chest. They hit us with B2 playing tag with some other droids, like bless up, he's doing great. And then they follow this woman as she walks through the fields like gladiator style. And I'm like, she's holding something. And then it cuts to the front, and she's holding a child. She's holding Cassian's child. Like, you thought that I was devastated last episode, it's like last trilogy of episodes, episode 9, when Bix is leaving him so that he stays in the rebellion, and I'm like, she's never gonna see him again. She's never going to get to do all the things they wanted, and I'm devastated. And then you add on the fact that he is a father now. Like, that is his child. Vel must have known, because she was like, hey, you should probably reconnect with her. And he's like, I don't know, like, she's probably moved on, like, it's not right. And and Vel's like, she might disagree. She's literally holding your boy in a field right now. Like, good God. Like, you guys are going to jail for this. Like, you deserve prison time for showing me that child. Oh my God. Oh jeez. Oh man. I'm probably gonna be filming my reaction to Rogue One tomorrow. I don't know when it'll be up on the channel, but you know, it deserves a rewatch after Andor. And it's gonna, oh God, everything's gonna hit so much harder. It's just gonna be so rough. I'm honestly surprised at how many people lived. Like, it's, in a way, it's kind of fitting though. Like, Vel, Clea, Willman, like 3 huge players in this series, like massive players, pivotal linchpin people within the rebellion live through this series, and we never see them again. We don't see them at all in Rogue One. We don't see them in the original trilogy. Like, they go from being like the most important people in the galaxy. Like, if they die at any point in this series, the rebellion fails. And they make it all the way to the end being the most important people possible, and then become so insignificant to the future rebellion that we never see them again. We never hear their names again. Like, it's honestly kind of crazy, but also fitting, because in the original trilogy, when they're when they're presenting the plans for the Death Star, and like it's like weakness, and Mon Mothma hits you with the line, many Bothans died to get us this information. Like, it's such an insignificant throwaway line that you're like, okay, like, no one really cares. But then friggin' Gary Whitta is like, I care. Like, what does that mean? Who died for this? Like, he wants to make it real. And then him and Tony Gilroy make Rogue One, and you're like, oh my God, I love all these people. These people are my favorite people ever. Like, it's absolutely devastating that they died. And then you're like, okay, how did we get to Rogue One? Like, how did we reach this point? And we get even more pivotal people that fought and died and gave more for the rebellion than any of these people will ever know. And then they're never mentioned again. It's just like, it's fitting, because it goes along with the theme of, like, the rebellion is bigger than us. It is bigger than our personal wants and our personal desires. It is bigger than anything that we have done for it. It is bigger than everything we've gone through. Like, if it doesn't succeed, we live in a world of tyranny and fascism. Like, we have to win. I think it's just kind of crazy that, like, going into this season, everyone was like, okay, none of these people are in Rogue One. They're all gonna die. And then almost none of them die. Like, only Luthen dies. And Lonnie dies. Luthen and Lonnie, they die, and basically everybody else lives, other than Brazo. Brazo died too. Fat rip to him. But Vel lives, Kleia lives, Bix lives and has a child, B2 lives, Wilman lives. Like, everybody that we assumed was going to die lives, other than Luthen. Luthen, I feel like everyone also assumed that he was going to die, and then he did die. Dedra, people were like, hey, she probably dies on the Death Star. Nope, she just rots in prison. Like, oh my god. What an ending for the fascist bootlicker. Like, oh my god. We have, like, she spends her entire career trying to climb this ladder at all costs. And in her journey to climbing this ladder, she somehow finds a companion that, other than the Empire, it ends up being the only thing in the world she cares about. And then in her journey and desire to climb this corporate ladder and become, you know, higher up in the Empire, she in effect kills him with the Gorman massacre. Like, she is instrumental in the object of his demise, and she's devastated by that. But then she pushes through and clings tighter to the Empire because it's the only thing she has. And then she gets to the pinnacle, like she's near the top of where she can be at the moment, and she is closing in on the object of her misery. Over the last, like, 5 years, the person she's been hunting, she is so close to completing her personal professional mission. One that would net her a massive promotion. Like, she would be set. Like, she would be golden. And in the middle of it, she gets arrested because another Imperial officer, the one who was initially her assistant, like that guy that worked so closely with her, he also wants a promotion, and he wants glory and greed and professional advancement. And so she gets arrested in the middle of this, even though, like, you give her another day, like, you give her a little extra time, you don't arrest her, you have her there. Maybe she stops Kleia from killing Luthen. Maybe she interrogates both of them with their super fancy torture techniques, and she gets all the info, and the rebellion dies there. But no, the greed and just the bootlicking fascism takes over, and she gets arrested, and she sits in prison for the rest of her life. I'm assuming. Like, she gets interrogated by Krennic, and Krennic treats her like an object in there. Like, he gets the info he needs, and he's, like, putting his finger on her and, like, mushing her face, and it's like, he's treating her like garbage, and it's like, and then she just ends up in prison forever, in the same type of prison that Cassian was in, where the floor zaps you, and it's like, look what it got you. Look what all of this got you, Dedra. Like, your absolute fanatical loyalty to this fascist regime got you put in prison for the rest of your life, arguably for their standards. She didn't even do anything wrong. Like, she just didn't do it fully correct. And that lands her in prison forever, and she just breaks down crying, and it's like, yo, like, that's fucked up, but I love it. And then we get shots of, like, Vel eating with her cousin Mon Mothma, and they both seem like finally at peace to a certain extent. And Kleia is watching these people carrying supplies, and she gets just the smallest hint of a smile, right? Because she's looking at, like, hey, this is what we built. Me and Luthen, we built this. These people are here because of us. And we get shots of Saw Gerrera on Jedha, and we get, Wilman. He's eating stuff too. Like, everyone's just eating stuff, and it's just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Melchi's leading a march, a training march, and it's just like, this is fantastic. And now Cassian's about to go die. He's going to the Rings of Kafrene to meet Tivik, I believe. And I think Tivik is the guy that he kills at the beginning of Rogue One, because Tivik gets hurt or something. Like Imperial troops are closing in, and Cassian has to escape, and Tivik can't. So he's like, I can't have you tell anyone. Which it actually weirdly makes, like, justifies Cassian killing him, because, like, everything that Cassian just went through for all of this info, we can't have Tivik spilling anything. Like, he has to die. Oh my god, it's wild. It's wild. The whole sequence of them rescuing Kleya was dope. Like, the concussion grenade that they threw in there. I think, personally, I think the reason that Cassian and Melshi didn't get knocked out is because they've been conditioned to electricity via prison. Like, they are used to it. And so that's why they lived. But then freaking K2 just murking people, brother. That is insane. I love watching him work. It's a bummer that he's also going to be dead in a week. The whole sequence where Cassian is telling these people the info that he's gotten from Kleya, who got it from Luthen, like, was so infuriating. Because, I mean, to an extent it makes sense. Like, they're living in this reality where any info they receive could be ISB propaganda. It could be a trap. Like, they are so close to the finish line of this thing, and things are so tight, and there's so much paranoia happening that, like, him coming in and being like, hey, they're building a super weapon. Like, it could be a trap. But, like, the council was just pissing me off. Like, the guy who plays, pretty sure he plays maybe one of the detectives on Sherlock. And then I think the other girl, Senator Palmo, I think she's the person in Dune who is, like, teaching them about still suits. And Timothée Chalamet is like, I know how to do this. She's like, he will know your ways less if they are their own. Like, that lady. She plays her in Dune. But they were pissing me off, being like not taking him seriously. And then when he says he got it from Luthen, they're like, oh my god. And Cassian is like, hey, it is so disrespectful to come in here and have you talk down Luthen Rael right now. What does he say? He says, like it is disgusting, or it's disrespectful to hear Luthen be run down by people who have given a fraction to the rebellion what Luthen has given. And it's like, yes, Cassian, tell him how it is. And he's straight up being like, none of you would be here without Luthen. Luthen is the linchpin of the rebellion, right? None of this would be here, like, if Luthen wasn't involved. And they're dismissing him, and they're like, oh, when's the last time you talked to him? And he's like, a year ago, when he had me rescue her. Like, she physically would not be sitting in front of you if it was not for Luthen. Like, I didn't even want to go rescue her. Luthen made me do it. Like, do you really think that you even hold a candle to what he's contributed? And you're sitting here in your stupid council seat, acting all high and mighty as if you're so important you don't have to listen to this, because Luthen's kind of like a fringe part of the rebellion at the moment, but he is the cornerstone. He built this thing. And Luthen, and Cassian being like, hey, I understand, I'm not on the best terms with him at the moment. I haven't talked, like, I separated from him 2 years ago. But don't you dare fucking talk down about him. Like, he is the rebellion. And they're just like, whatever, go, you're confined to your quarters. And it's just like, bruh. Like, Mon Mothma is the only one there that I enjoy. Because she's like, alright, I want to believe this. Help me believe this. Even Bail Organa's pissing me off in that scene. I was like, dude. like if your team was in charge of saving Mon Mothma, she would have died because they were corrupted. But Luthen's team gets it done. Like, oh my god, you're almost making me feel glad that you get blown up. Oh man. Okay, I am remembering that right. I don't know why I was like, was he off planet? No, Bail Organa dies when the Death Star blows up Alderaan. And that scene where they're not taking Cassian super seriously made me like 5% glad that he gets blown up. I was like, dude, you deserve this. Even though he doesn't, he's instrumental in creating the Rebel Alliance, but still. Like, oh man. I don't even know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. This show is brilliant. It is, I think, safely nestled in my top 3 shows of all time. Like, this show, Dark, I think Succession's probably up there somewhere. Doctor Who, Severance is up there. Like, Sports Center. You know, those might be my top 5 shows of all time. And I think Andor, you know, maybe it's recency bias. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think Andor sits at my top shows of all time. My top favorite shows of all time. It is, I think, number 1 at this point. Which is crazy. Like, that's insane to think that a show about Cassian Andor, a side character, you know, the 1B to Jyn Erso's 1A in Rogue One, like a show about him, it becomes my favorite show of all time. Like, crazy. Absolutely insane. Every acting performance in this show is top tier. The visual design of everything top tier. The practical effects and the minimal amount of CGI that they use to enhance everything, top tier. Costume design, top tier. Sound design, top tier. The music, incredible. The writing, god tier writing. It breaks my heart that Tony Gilroy and his team are done with Star Wars after this. Like, I think there was an interview where they asked him, like, are you gonna do more Star Wars? And he was like, no. Like, I'm out after this. Like, this has been, with Rogue One and this, it's been 10 years of his life. And he wants to do other things. And it's like, but no. Can you please be in charge instead of Dave Filoni? Like, I love Dave Filoni. He's great. And he brings a certain je ne sais quoi to Star Wars. And some of the stuff that Dave Filoni has made has been some of the best Star Wars content that has come out ever. You know, Clone Wars is god tier. It's so good. I mean, but there's also some real low lows of Clone Wars. A lot of Dave Filoni's involvement in a lot of the live action stuff over the past couple years hasn't been everyone's favorite. You know, people haven't really been thrilled with him being in charge of this. So, like, Tony Gilroy, can you replace him? Like, is that a thing you could do? Can you just make Star Wars until you die, please? Like, I know you have your own personal desires and wants that you need to fulfill and stuff, but, like, can you think about me for a second? No, like, it's crazy how much better, like, I love a lot of what Star Wars has been. You know, there's so much about Clone Wars and Rebels and Bad Batch and The Acolyte and The Mandalorian. There's so much of that I love. And I like almost all of it. There's been a couple things here and there where I'm like, yeah, that's a little rough. The Jack Black episode of The Mandalorian, looking back on it, I'm like, what the fuck were we doing? Like, what is happening? Like you like all that stuff. I like all that stuff. I love a lot of it. But then you hold it next to Andor and you're like, what is this garbage? Like, Andor comparatively is like Mount Olympus, and everything else comparatively is like in the sewers. Like, it's trash. And I like it all. I like all of it, and it's garbage compared to Andor. Like, not to sound like an Andor elitist, but it is remarkable how much better this is than all of that. And to think that once, now that this is over, we're going back. Like, it's like, no, can Tony Gilroy, can you and Dan just write everything from now on? Like, I think, what was the quote that he said? Like, the reason it's so good is because they treated this show more seriously than anyone has ever treated Star Wars before. Like, that was their goal, is like, we want to be the ones that took this more seriously than anybody. Like, and that's not just being like, hey, what are the logistical details of what this means? It's like, no. Like, we are treating these small stories and these small little snippets of these characters who, in the grander scheme of things, you don't even know. They don't name them, they don't mention them ever in Rogue One or the original trilogy. You just never hear about them. But we treat it so seriously that these characters become your literal favorite characters in Star Wars. Like, it's insane. The writing is so much better. Their use of practical effects is so good. Like, I almost don't want to see the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Partly because it has an awful title. Like, change that title somehow. That's the worst title ever. The Mandalorian and Grogu. Come on. Like, that is the pinnacle of pandering to the masses, of being like, hey, everybody in the world knows what... I mean, the only thing... The only concession they made there is not calling it The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. Like, that would have been the pinnacle of like, hey, you all know what this is. Like, you've all heard of these characters. Movie. Right? Like, they called it the Mandalorian and Grogu. Like, a garbage title. Like, that sucks. That, like, as I'm sure I'll like that movie when it comes out, but that title screams slop. And I hate using the word slop. There's so many people, when they talk about the Marvel movies and talk about a lot of the Star Wars stuff that comes up, they use the word slop to degrade it. And I hate that. I hate that so much, because these people worked really hard on this, and they're very proud of it, and it's generally pretty good. Like, so I hate that word, but the title, The Mandalorian and Grogu, screams slop. It screams cash grab. It screams like, let's just finish this era off. Right? Like this movie better be the best goddamn movie that's ever come out, or everyone is gonna be like, Dave Filoni needs to be fired. I mean, people are already on Kathleen Kennedy's head, and she has started her process of stepping down. She's like 80. I don't know how old she is. But it's just... it makes me sad for the future of Star Wars, knowing that this creative team is exiting the Star Wars universe after this. It's just like, can you please? What if we give you $1 billion? like who's the seat? Can Kathleen Kennedy, before she retires, just be like, hey, Tony, like, I get that you want to leave. Here's $3 billion. Like, please stay. I'm begging you. Like, if you can have the rest of Star Wars for the next, I don't know, how long, how old is Tony Gilroy? Like 65? If you can have this quality of Star Wars for the next 20 years, how much is that worth to you, Disney? How much is that worth? A cool bill? $2 billion maybe? You set him and his family up for life, for generations, make this man a billionaire? He might stick around. I don't know. Like, let's sauce him some money and see if he's willing to do this. Like, sign your life away, Tony. Like, it's... oh, man. Again, I love the rest of Star Wars, but it is absurd how much better Andor is than all of the rest of it. It's crazy. And it elevates the original trilogy. Like, when you have, you know, there are moments within films that elevate the film overall. Like, you sometimes you have films that generally are like a 6 out of 10, but then there's one scene in the film that it's like, okay, this brings it up to a 7 or 8. Like, the Kingsman movie, the first Kingsman movie is like a 7 overall, but the church scene alone takes that from a 7 to like an 8.5. Like, it's so good. And the original trilogy, I would say, is a 9. Like, I would rank the original trilogy a 9 overall. I'd say A New Hope is a 9, Empire Strikes Back is a 9.5, and Return of the Jedi is an 8.5. So an average of 9. The existence of this show elevates the original trilogy from a 9.5 overall to like a 9.8 overall. Like, it makes it so much better. Like, it's insane. And this makes Rogue One, in my opinion, go from like an 8 to a 9, and this show on its own is like a 12. It's so much better. But yeah, man, I don't know what else to say. I've been talking for a while. I kind of don't want to stop talking, because once I stop talking, that means Andor's officially done for me. Like, I'll probably rewatch it many times. I'm gonna watch everyone and their mother's reactions to it. I hope a lot of people do reactions to Rogue One after this, because holy shiz, dude, it's insane. But oh my god, I don't even know. Yeah, let me know all your thoughts down below of this show as a whole, of this episode. I'm very curious to see how you feel. Otherwise, if you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the episode and you can watch along with me. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.